Hello students, today we are going to learn about Indus Valley Civilization. Introduction. India's most ancient civilization, known as the Harappan, Indus, or Indus-Saraswati civilization, was truly remarkable in many ways. It showed how a well-balanced community can work, where the differences between the rich and the poor are not very obvious. In a basic sense, the Harappan society was not about exploitation or taking advantage of the people but about mutual accommodation or living in peace. Imagine living in a world with amazing cities full of advanced technology, busy markets with traders from faraway places, and a colorful culture shown through beautiful art and impressive buildings. This is what life was like in a civilization. Let's find out what makes a society a civilization and learn about the interesting path from small villages to big cities in ancient India. What is a civilization? A civilization is an advanced stage of human society. Here are the key characteristics that define a civilization. Government and administration. Societies need some form of government to handle the complexities of daily life and organize various activities. Urbanism. This refers to the planning and development of towns and cities, including their management, drainage systems, water management, etc. Variety of crafts. Civilizations produce different crafts that involve working with raw materials like stone and metal to create finished items such as jewelry and tools. Trade. Civilizations participate in trade within their own regions as well as with far-off places to exchange a range of goods. Writing. Having a writing system is crucial for keeping records and facilitating communication. Cultural ideas. Civilizations share cultural beliefs and ideas about life and the universe through various forms of expression, such as art, architecture, literature, oral traditions, and social practices. Productive agriculture. Agriculture needs to be efficient enough to provide food not only for rural areas but also for urban centers. When did civilization begin? Civilization, as we understand it today, started at different times in different parts of the world. In a region called Mesopotamia, which is now modern-day Iraq and Syria, civilization began about 6,000 years ago. Shortly after that, around a few centuries later, a civilization also started in ancient Egypt. These ancient civilizations made huge contributions and advancements that were crucial for humanity to reach its current stage. From village to city. Let's discuss the first urbanization of India. The large fields of the Punjab and Sindh receive water from the Indus River and its branches. This water supply makes the land rich and suitable for farming. Further to the east, thousands of years ago, another river called the Saraswati flowed from the Himalayas through regions like Haryana, Punjab, parts of Rajasthan, and Gujarat. In this entire area, starting around 3500 BCE, small villages developed into towns. As trade and other interactions increased, these towns eventually grew into larger cities, a change that occurred around 2600 BCE. Archaeologists refer to this ancient civilization using several names: Indus, Harappan, Indus-Saraswati, or Sindhu-Saraswati civilization. All these names are applicable, and the people living in this civilization are known as Harappans. This civilization is recognized as one of the oldest in the world and it's called the first urbanization of India. Why are they called Harappans? The term Harappans comes from the city of Harappa, which is located in present-day Pakistan's Punjab region. Harappa was the first city of this civilization to be excavated or dug up by archaeologists. This excavation happened a long time ago, between 1920 and 1921, which is more than a century back. The Saraswati River. The Saraswati River was an important river shown on maps alongside the Indus and its main tributaries. Ancient cities like Mohenjo-daro and Harappa were built near these rivers. Today, The Saraswati River is called the Ghaggar in India and the Hakra in Pakistan. It is now a seasonal river, meaning it only flows during the rainy season. Town planning. Harappa and Mohenjo-daro were the cities that led to the discovery of the Indus Valley Civilization in 1924. Discovery and expansion of the Indus Valley Civilization. Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, found in what is now Pakistan, were the first cities of the Indus Valley Civilization that were discovered, with their identification beginning in 1924. The civilization was initially named the Indus Valley Civilization because these cities were some of the first uncovered in the Indus Plains. As research progressed, other important cities like Dholavira in Gujarat, Rakhigdi in Haryana, and Gamveriwala in the Kolistan desert of Pakistan were found, along with many smaller sites such as Lothal in Gujarat. Town planning and architecture. The large cities of the Harappan civilization were designed with careful planning. They had wide streets that were often oriented towards the cardinal directions: north, south, east, west. Most cities were surrounded by fortifications, defensive walls. The cities had two-man sections. Upper Town, this area was likely where the local elite lived. Lower Town, this section was where the common people resided. Some large buildings in these cities served collective purposes, such as warehouse where goods to be transported were stored. The streets were lined with individual houses of different sizes. The Great Bath of Mohenjo-daro. The Great Bath of Mohenjo-daro, a 12x 7-meter tank, was built with waterproof bitumen and surrounded by small rooms, including one with a well. It had a drainage system for refilling with fresh water. Scholars suggest it may have been used for religious rituals or by the royal family, but not as a public bath since most homes had private bathrooms. Water management. The Harappans had advanced water management systems. They had separate bathing areas, drains under streets, and even large reservoirs for water storage and distribution. Advanced water management. The Harappans placed a high value on water management and cleanliness. Their homes often included separate bathing areas that were connected to a larger system of drains running beneath the streets to dispose of wastewater. In the city of Mohenjo-daro, residents obtained water from several brick wells. In other locations, water sources included ponds, nearby streams, or artificial lakes. Dholavira featured at least 6 large reservoirs, some constructed from stones and others carved out of rock. What did the Harappans eat? The Harappans established many of their communities near the banks of rivers, both large and small. This was a clever decision as it provided easy access to water and supported agriculture by enriching the soil. Archaeological findings reveal that the Harappans cultivated different types of cereals, including barley, wheat, some millets, and occasionally rice. They also grew pulses and various kinds of vegetables. Notably, they were the first in Eurasia to grow cotton, which they used to make clothing. The Harappans created farming tools, such as the plough, some of which are still in use by farmers today. Large-scale farming was organized through hundreds of small rural sites or villages. Similar to modern times, cities depended on receiving enough agricultural produce from rural areas daily. The Harappans also domesticated animals for meat and engaged in fishing in rivers and the ocean. This is evident from the numerous animal and fish bones discovered during excavations. Scientific research on clay pots has provided insights into what the Harappans cooked. These pots contained typical items like dairy products and unexpected ingredients such as turmeric, ginger, and remnants of bananas. This indicates that their diet was quite varied and diverse. A brisk trade. The Harappans were actively engaged in trade both within their own society and with other cultures in India and beyond. They exported various goods, including ornaments, timber, everyday items, possibly gold, cotton, and food. A highly sought-after product was beads made from carnelian, a reddish stone primarily found in Gujarat. Harappan artisans developed unique methods to drill and embellish these beads. They also crafted beautiful bangles from conch shells, which required skilled techniques due to the difficulty of working with shells. It is not entirely clear what the Harappans imported in exchange, but they likely acquired copper, as it was not readily available in their area. Trade routes and dockyards. To support trade, the Harappans utilized various routes, including land paths, rivers, and the sea for long-distance exchanges. This period marks the start of significant maritime activity in India. Several Harappan settlements, such as Lothal in Gujarat, were situated near the coast. Lothal featured a large basin that was probably used as a dockyard for loading and unloading goods from ships. The size of this basin was impressive, measuring 217 meters long and 36 meters wide, roughly equivalent to the area of 2 football fields. Trade seals. The Harappans utilized small seals made from a soft stone called steatite for managing their extensive trade. These seals were only a few centimeters in size. Typically, they featured animal figures and various symbols carved into them. These symbols are part of an ancient writing system that remains partially understood today. The seals likely aided traders in recognizing their goods and identifying one another. They played a significant role in the trade activities of the Harappan civilization. The Harappans and bronze. The Harappans were skilled at working with copper, which is a soft metal. When tin is added to copper, it creates bronze, a metal that is harder than copper. The Harappans used bronze to make various items, including tools, pots, pans, and even some figurines. The end or a new beginning. Around 1900 BCE, the Sindhu-Saraswati civilization declined as cities were abandoned and people shifted to rural life. With no evidence of war or a military, scholars link the decline to climate change and the drying of the Saraswati River, which led to food shortages and city abandonment. Despite this, Harappan culture and technology influenced later Indian civilization. Conclusion. The story of the Indus, Harappan, or Sindhu-Saraswati civilization is a tale of remarkable achievements and resilience. Their planned cities, advanced water management systems, vibrant trade networks, and diverse crafts paint a picture of a highly sophisticated society. Even as their cities faded away, the legacy of the Harappans lived on, shaping the future of Indian civilization. Understanding their journey helps us appreciate the ingenuity and adaptability of our ancestors, reminding us of the incredible human spirit that continues to drive progress today.